Are you ready to check your learning? Good, because let's do it. So just a reminder, this is 16.2, whatever our tangents are. Yeah, 16.2, graphing tangent functions. So consider the domain and range of tangent, sine, and cosine. Which of the following correctly compares the domain of the tangent function to those of the sine and cosine function? So domain is the x values. So the domain on tangent is going to have some where it is undefined, and in sine and cosine, it is all real numbers. So let's see what we got. Domain of tangent function is all whole numbers. No. The domain of tangent function is all real numbers except positive odd multiples of pi. Close, but I believe that should be pi over 2. The domain of tangent function is all real numbers except odd multiples of pi over 2, whereas the domain of cosine and sine are all real numbers. And which following, so the range, so remember the range of sine and cosine is -1 to 1, but tangent goes all the way up, infinite and beyond. The range of tangent function is all real numbers, which is the same as range of sine and cosine. That's false. So the range of tangent function is all real numbers with the sine and cosine range set is -1 to 1. So that's what I'm going to go for. Our correct answer, the domain of the tangent function is all real numbers except odd multiples of pi over 2. And the range of the tangent function is all real numbers, but for sine, the range is set in between -1 and 1. So, I we get to do some math. In the graph of f of x equals negative a tangent of blah, 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 the same as the graph of g of x, is the graph of f of x equals negative a tangent blah, 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 the same as g of x equals a tangent blah, 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 when the values of a and b are the same in both functions? Explain. No. Remember, we saw an example where when it flipped around the x-axis, it was actually no longer increasing forever, it was decreasing. So no, the graphs are not the same because the functions of the form that are even functions. So I think no, the graphs are not the same of the functions of the form f of x equals a blah, 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 are odd functions, so f of x equals negative x equals f of x. I think that's using the definition. Ooh, am I wrong? I'm wrong. Yes, the graphs are the same because the functions of the form f of x equals a are odd functions. Okay, so clearly I need to work on my odds and evens. So yes, the graphs are the same because they're odd functions. I need to relook at that definition. Anyway, use the graph to enter a tangent function of the form f of x equals a tangent 1 over b of x. Cool! Finally, I get to not be an idiot with odds and even functions. I hate them. Okay, so step 1, we've got our asymptotes at -2 pi and 2 pi. So if we take 2 pi minus a -2 pi, boop, boop, so that would be a 4 pi. So our b equals 4. B equals 4. So now we plug that in along with this little guy right here that gave us a nice little point right there. Right there, yeah, right there. So our x is pi. So we have a tangent of 1 over 4 pi equals, I'm just going to leave it at 1/2 because it's 0.5, but I don't know, they're weird. Anyway, so we solved for A. So first, let's look at this and evaluate, that's in radians, tangent of pi over 4. I'm going to look at my unit circle, and I already know that pi over 4 is our 45-degree angle. So that means that our tangent is going to be 1. Yeah, just regular 1, not a negative 1. So now we have A times 1 equals 1/2, so A equals 1/2. So our function is going to be 1/2 tangent of 1 over 4 x. One over 1/2 tangent of x over 4, whatever. So there you go. That was item 3. Let's move on to item 4. See what we got. Ooh, we have a chart. And I think compare the periods of the tangent functions f of x and g of x. G of x is this function, and the values of f of x are on the table. I think I messed that up in the notes, but whatever. So g of x equals 2 tangent pi over 4 of x are shown. Okay, so the tangent function g of x has a period of, let's see here, our period was, what was that? Something with our b, pretty sure, but I just want to look it up just to make sure. Oh, wow. So our period equals 2 pi, wait. Yeah, our total period equals b pi. So if we're looking at this, whoops. So our b is equal to 4. So our total period is 4 pi for this one. Four pi, which is greater than the period of f of x, which is pi over 4 minus a negative pi over 4 plus. So 2 pi over 4, which is equal to 1/2 or pi over 2. Is that what they got? 4 pi over 2. That is what we got. Oh, I have an extra pi in there. Shame on me. Last but not least, ooh, it's a word problem. A window wash is on a hydraulic-powered platform that is ascending the face of a 200-foot, oh look, I'm drawing a picture, 200-foot skyscraper at 25 feet per minute. A person 50 feet away, 50 feet away from the base of the skyscraper is observing the ascent of the window washer. Find an equation that describes the height of the scaffolding platform as a function of the angle of elevation of the person's line of sight for the scaffolding platform. Find an equation that describes the height of the scaffolding h as a function of the angle of elevation of the person's line of sight. Okay. So we're going to have an angle here. We have a known value here. And we need h. So tangent. So if we call that theta, so tangent of theta equals h over 50, opposite over adjacent, times 50 by both sides. We have 50 tangent of theta equals h. Is there more to that? Oh, good. I was about to say, like, wow, that was easy. Make sure we got the right equation. H equals 50 tangent theta. At what height is the window washer when a person's viewing angle is 62 degrees? Enter the correct value in the box, round to the nearest whole number. So when they say that, I mean, it would have to be in radians if we were talking about, well, no, doesn't matter. Never mind. Round to the nearest whole number. Okay, so we've got our h, we've got our theta. So now, and I'm switching to, we'll go to blue for part B. So now we have 50 tangent of 62 degrees equals h. I'm going to pull up my calculator. So step 1, I'm going to double check that it is in degrees. Step 2, I'm going to double check that it is in degrees. Step 3, I'm going to double check that your calculator is in degrees. If you don't remember how to do that and it doesn't tell you up here, go to mode and it will tell you right there, radian or degree. I have degree highlighted, so we are in good shape. And I'm just going to plug this all into my calculator. So if I use parentheses, tangent, 62 degrees, so h equals 94. At about 94 feet. Boop, look at that. And that is a wrap. I love trig, it's so much fun. But don't worry, you'll have a time to practice it too, here in class. I'll see you there.